All right. Hello and good morning, everyone. Excuse me. Good to see you. Kimmy J. Hey, guess what? We know your last name now. What's that all about? It's good to have you here, Kimmy. I'm going to still call you Kimmy J. Is that okay? Because that just feels right. Annika, welcome. Stacy, Susan, Ava, Carol, Pearl in the house. Rick's here as well. Awesome from Toronto. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful day, and I'm glad you guys are here. Hopefully having a good hair day. How's everybody hair looking? You guys looking good? I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I'm excited about today and this week because we have a lot going on. So thank you, Michelle. You're the best. So this week we, as you probably may know about the first lineup, right over here, what's been happening yesterday and continues today is designing a custom greeting card with a 3ology. And yes, so custom greeting card design. I'm going to open that up. We're going to dive into this and we're going to have fun. That's Natalie Avalos is who that is. Whiteboarding design challenge with Kat Lowe. We know her. Tomorrow we have creating time lapses with Christy Odom. Amazing photography, which is really cool. And packaging for local brewery with Kimmy J, who's here in chat and who is just live streaming. If I have the name correct, I hope I am having the right person and you didn't, something happened. So anyways, yeah, that is the lineup. And we can kind of click through this really fast just for fun, just to get you excited about this week. Again, hey, are you sensing a certain color palette right in here, as you can see, with Natalie Avalos's work, right? Which is what I love. People are always concerned about, oh, do I have a style? Is there a signature, something unique about me? Yes, there is. Like, you can't even get away from it, right? That's kind of what I think. And you can tell with Natalie's work. She's going to be up today. 11, well, actually, depending on your time zone, it is going to be from 9:30 to 11:30 Pacific. Kat Lowe, of course, designing whiteboarding design, basically challenge, as you can see. I love her work because nobody does a better job than creating projects on Behance than, and actually looks like there's multiple owners here, I guess Adobe Live, but then Kat. Look at Kat's work. Look at this. Talk about a great, let me zoom in on this. There we go. A great portfolio. I do not know what happened to my zooming. Great project in general, portfolio project. Look at this. These angles, really selling the design. Very thorough, super cool. Kat Lowe's amazing. And again, this was part of a live stream, but talk about an amazing project. I'm really into it. Christy Odom, which just go ahead and click on this link right here, by the way. And my Zoom all of a sudden stopped working. I'm so sorry. I can't zoom in on my screen now, and you know I love doing that. Something just happened. But Christy Odom's work's amazing. So, and I did not know that she's from Longmont, Colorado. Again, your first pro tip, by the way, if you guys don't mind, if I jump in here, I had no idea. She's just north of me in Longmont, which is cool. My machine's like, whoa, Paul, you're doing too much. You need to slow down. That's what the little spinning wheel is saying. And I get it. And of course, Kimmy J's work. Yeah, my machine's like, I'm doing too much. Well, there we go. Oh, it's all working now. It all came at once. All right, so again, Christy Odom's work, Nikon ambassador. She's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Kimmy J's work, of course, right in here, Kimmy J Designs. And she was just working on this owl earlier. So anyways, it's going to be really fun. Kind of what we have going on with our guests this week. So that's all. Just a little shout out to the people that do a lot of work for us, and we'll do a lot of hard work, and we get to watch them work. So, all right, Bruce is back. We can officially begin. Cool. Yeah, if you guys want to know how to do the zoom in, just go to preferences. You will go to accessibility. So, accessibility. Man, my machine is moving so slow. And it should be zoom right there, and that's how you do it. That's how you do the zoom that everybody does. Okay, there's other tools, by the way. I've talked about this. I have mouse pose, which does the highlighting and will allow you to draw on the screen. I think that's one of these keys that I hopefully have set up. Anyways, so you get the idea. Just sharing with you ways to work and news as well. So let's dive into some news. All right, welcome back, everybody. On Windows, thank you, Tim. It's Windows plus the plus button. Cool. Yes, I wanted to point this out first. Discover the new Adobe Substance 3D. So Adobe bought Substance, and we're kind of getting to, this was like a year ago, and we're kind of getting to the point where we're starting to like integrate the workflows, and this is gonna take years to happen. But integrating, sort of creating textures and materials into our product offering, Adobe's. So let's just share my screen, because actually there's just this lovely little webinar with Scott Belsky right here. He's everybody's boss, basically. Scott Belsky, Chief Product Officer, Executive Vice President of Creative Cloud. And yes, boom. That is tomorrow, which is why I'm pasting the registration in chat. Hussein Ali, I see you over there. Awesome. Shamim as well. Cool. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. So check that out. So it's just going to dive into the details with the experts, meet the product teams, stuff like that. So it should be pretty cool. Kind of diving into Substance. Here's Substance Painter, right? Looks like I need to get into this activation wizard for some reason. Let's quit out of that. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So that's all. Now you know. Hello, Marsha's in the house. Let's move on to other things. And just some other things on the list, just to make you aware of them. There's been a podcast called Wireframe. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but it's with Koi Vin. Let me switch over really fast. He is one of the sort of chief product officers, works largely on Adobe XD. I'm just making sure everybody's aware of it, because actually today's the final episode, and they're talking about Comic Sans. So I thought that would be kind of fun. You know, if you're going to throw a party, who are you going to invite? Who's going to be the most fun? Garamond? Times New Roman? I don't think so. Comic Sans, he's part of the party, right? He makes fonts interesting. But how does design impact the world around you? That's Wireframe. Just a shout out to Koi, because he kind of completed his. And let me see if I can click into any one of these. I can. I won't right now. I was wondering how many episodes he's done, basically. But there you are. So feel free, subscribe, share, and look at all these episodes. Awesome. All right, cool. Let's move on, because other things we have going on. If you don't mind, I'm just going to jump over. AIGA usually follow all their news too. They did the 50 book covers, a design challenge or contest. So you can see the gallery, which I think is pretty cool. They announced the winners, the 50 books winners. So it's this 13th floor elevators, a visual history. I don't know. I think it's a band, right? But it's just kind of cool going through here and checking out their winners of book designs and getting inspired. So cool. When's the next Dimension update? I don't know. That's the honest answer. I don't know. Is it going to be separate from Dimension? Yes, it will, but it will be integrated with Dimension, kind of like it is today. So you guys are asking about Substance and stuff. Substance Painter will allow you to do some 3D printing to create those textures. A lot of 3D is really kind of comes down to the materials, which I find fascinating. And integrating those materials into the product, into your models is what's key. So this is what Painter does. Creates these materials that you can then use as part of Dimension. But the key thing is, this is what most pro 3D visual artists and texturers use, which is cool. Okay, so let me close out of that. Let's quit back out of it. But anyways, let's move on. Yes. So, Annika, that's so true. Says I love using Adobe Capture to make your textures. So, that's awesome because honestly, the more you can take from reality, the better off your designs will be. Um, I'm a big believer in that. It's like the first lesson I learned coming out of art school, as well. Another thing, real fast, we've identified our Adobe Creative residents, okay, for this year. And I actually don't know if I could officially announce them yet, so I'm not gonna because I don't want to get in trouble. But we'll wait for that official announcement, and we'll introduce them to you, to the world. But we have the 2021 Adobe Creative Residents. We're going to do things a little bit differently. I think we're going to have Adobe Creative Residents per quarter. This also might be top secret information. But anyways, so that's kind of like new news is we might do it per quarter. So if you applied to be a resident, you might have 3 other chances this year. Well, not 3, but you know, I assume quarterly is 4 times a year. You'll have 4 times each year to become a creative resident. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, Jack Watson's in the house. So welcome, Jack. How you doing? All right, let's move on. Another campaign that I'm actually going to cover this Friday is this Create Change, Create Waves. I don't know, kind of like design challenge, if you will, through the Ocean Agency. Like the ocean is kind of like the heartbeat of the world. If we didn't have oceans, we would be Mars, right? So it's all about sort of protecting our oceans, which is a huge thing. So together, Adobe and the Ocean Agency is working on with artists to inspire support for ocean conservation. All right. So all you really have to do is tag hashtag CreateWaves, hashtag Adobe Gen Create. So I'm going to be designing a sort of ocean conservancy type design this Friday as part of my masterclass. And I encourage you to do so as well if you want to. They'll then take those, whatever sort of ones win, they will go ahead and publicize them around the world. Just to give you an idea, I want to show you this. Let's look at this. The exhibit, I think this was one done in Paris, like that's just wrapping up this year. But look at these cool pieces of art, this photo art. Look at this. Amazing work. You can find this on theoceanagency.org. Like, look at this. Oh, yeah, so creative. Tim, you win. I get it. Ice cream cone melting. I love it. Right? A lot of these are just fun, but yeah, so cool to look at. I like this type of photography, photo manipulation, which is just a lot of fun. Some of it I don't really see what are they saying about ocean conservancy. I'm like trying to find the meaning in these, but a lot of them are just super cool if you ask me. Can you get to the link to the CreateWaves things? Of course you can. Might be a little long. Bam. Hey, Kathleen, how you doing? It's good to see you, Kathleen. There you go. Yes, and Kathleen's up after me, by the way. She's kicked off the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. Basically started yesterday, continues today for the next 2 weeks, right after this show. So that's awesome. So anyways, you guys have the link now, which I think is cool. And yes. Chris asks if Substance Painter will be part of the Adobe CC subscription. Currently it isn't, and that's kind of where that's at now, right? I think it would be, I don't know, there's two sides to this. Like, as a consumer, I want everything to be free to me. You know, I want to be able to get Substance Painter and Alchemist and all that stuff for free as part of my Creative Cloud subscription, right? We probably didn't spend millions and millions of dollars just to give away software. So I could imagine, you know, if we rolled it in as part of the subscription, it would increase your subscription price. The other option is like it just being an add-on. So if I had to guess, I would say it'd be an add-on. All right. You guys saw this, got inspired? Are we inspired, people? Reverb Mike wants to eat the iceberg. By the way, are you not impressed with this stuff? Can we just like look at this for a while? I'm already running out of time, but man, I'm just like loving this. Like, I love it. Like, I've seen this before, but like, I'm really inspired by this one right here. I was like, oh, so well played. So anyway, you know how you're like at sunset on the beach, and you see all these moons floating in the water? Yeah, that happens. Alrighty. So super fun stuff there. You guys get the idea. Let's move on to some new creative work. All right. Oh yeah, we can see an annual revenue in the fiscal year. Yeah, that doesn't include all of our bills and all that stuff and staff and everything. So it's not like we just got 12 billion and we're sitting on it, but that's cool. So anyways, that's why we have to actually fill Adobe Live with sponsorship. Today is sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Not really. I just really like the coffee. You know, if you like sugar and cream, yeah, you probably like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So anyway, let's move on. I want to move on to the sort of the best of Behance. If you guys don't mind, is that okay? Show you some free stuff, dive into some cool things. Let's get this party, continue this party, I should say. I always go to the best of Behance. You can see some amazing work, like Boris Pelser's work, right? First of all, let's admire just his hand lettering that he has. So this is right up here, Boris Pelser, right? And you can see some of his amazing work. This is not done with Photoshop or anything. It's done with acrylic paint on a wood panel. But this stuff inspires me. Just like looks gorgeous. Look at this piece, right? Just really cool. Into the use of color into this as well, right? There's no undo. Yeah, he just has to paint over it. But I'm really impressed by Boris's work. That's all I'm saying. That's pretty cool, huh? Is that all right? That's Boris Pelser. Again, I just like to highlight some creative work. Point out this one as well. This is just Thunder Rockets. So it's a company in Brazil. But I really like, if you're into vector work, sort of this fun style. It's high gloss. And they don't use actually pure black for their line work. And that's what I think was interesting about this. It's like they're going with sort of a print look where maybe it gets a little washed out, so it reveals a little bit of red in the black, which again I think is exciting. Again, sorry, my Zoom is not working again. I'm having problems. But that's how a lot of this work is. Gorgeous. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous work. How fun is this stuff, huh? Such personality in all of these. And I love the nice little message at the end. And again, for those of you who want to follow them, that is Thunder Rockets. Let's move on to some free stuff real fast since I'm running out of time. Ran across this font, and all you really need to do, like I get this stuff sent to me through just, I guess, pages that I follow. But I often find out about free fonts and different things through Behance. So this is from Pixel Surplus. They seem, I'm actually probably on their list, but Pixel Surplus often has free fonts available and they post them to Behance. All right, now my Zoom is working. So it's a free bold display fonts, Curandera. It's an all caps font, right? And we can see it right in here in good old Photoshop. So again, that's your font for the day because I think it's fun. And I think this style is very much in line with just current trends. It's like having these all caps, sans serif, thick, and they have a little bit of character and personality to them, and they kind of look like they're hand drawn. All right, thank you, Gus. We have the first Photoshop challenge of the new series coming up next. That's going to be super fun with the one and only Kathleen Martin. So cool. So there's your free display font. If you're into it, I'll just go ahead and paste that right in here. I love the bubble letters, right? And the thing is I think it's like hand sort of crafted is what I like about it. So, all right, cool. Let's move on to pro tips. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to end with pro tips. And again, this is part of your free stuff, but guess what? Also with our pro tips, I'm going to highlight some free stuff as well. So right over here, plugins. There's my hand. Plugins is part of the free stuff. I love using plugins, and I'm getting more and more into it. So again, this is just a fun pro tip as you go in. Go to really in any one of your apps. You can browse plugins, by the way. If we do that, it's going to open up Creative Cloud Desktop app, which will then allow you to access all the plugins. So we'll have that load up. That's where we pick our plugins. I'll highlight some of mine as well, since you might be already aware of plugins. Free stock search. And Michelle knows this as well, right? So this is fun. Like, let's go in here. Let's use this one from Unsplash. I just searched landscape. Bam. Oh, so sorry. I'm not sharing my screen. Amateur move. Amateur. So sorry about that. But right up here, plugins, browse your plugins, install them, and then just have some fun. I installed free stock search. So searched landscape. Bam. Here's all of a sudden my landscape, right? I want to use this landscape. Click, there it is. Super easy to use. As you guys know, I use a lot of Pixel Squid too. So here's Pixel Squid. Hey, let's drop in a whale in this scene. Hey, why not? Whale, whale, whale. Let's drop in this whale. This is Pixel Squid, so we could rotate this around and make some amazing ocean type scene, right? Using this whale, maybe floating in the sky. Let's turn off those shadows. You guys get the idea. This is what I like about this. I showed this to Michelle last night. I really got into the fact that we have Dropbox. I'm always sending people things via Dropbox. So we'll wait for that panel to open up. Here, oh, it's stuck up here. There it is. There's my little Dropbox panel. Love this. You create your design, right? You're like, okay, I want to now send this to you guys. Send with transfer, right? You can give it other parameters, but just go ahead and create, and it's creating that link. And I never have to leave Photoshop, right? There's my link, copy, paste, and now all of you guys have that same file that I just created. Like, I never had to go to my desktop. You don't need to see my desktop. It's messy. It's no fun. So anyways, I'm just like really into this Dropbox transfer link, and you guys get the idea. I'm winding down to my last couple minutes where I'm just going to kind of play around. Oh, let's do this. Where I'm just kind of play around like this. We'll move this down. Let's take this. Can we flip it vertically? We'll do that, right? Remember, this is still 3D. So let's go into Pixel Squid. It should be. Refresh. Wait for it. Time to start a new project. Tim knows me all too well. We would actually see more of that underside of this whale. Technically, they're linked, so let's just undo that. Maybe I can't undo because it is in its separate little panel. So let's change it. Let's rasterize this one. Okay. Let's go to this first one. Let's adjust. And it has to download a new image, but I'm just going to adjust this one like that. Just give it a different angle since it's supposed to be sort of in the water, right? You guys get the idea. From there, I'll go ahead and change it to soft light, blur it, and do all that fun stuff. Yes. Can you believe we lived years without Dropbox? What did we do back in the day, Nick? Like, how did we send files? Like, how did we do that? And by the way, not only Dropbox, let's also keep in mind there are Adobe Creative Cloud files that I could just as easily share. That's absolutely amazing, and I need to devote a whole hour to it. But yeah. The tongue does look kind of funny. I see it. That's funny, Brian. I love it. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Michelle, Kevin, and Brian. Those elsewhere, Lamia, I see you, Chris, Shamim, Norsh. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully you learned some things, right? I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys appreciate the fun day we have planned for you. And stick around for Kathleen because she is awesome. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned, and we will see you guys all soon. Thank you.